Welcome to the fray, Flak Pack. It's Termx here, and welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video. And in today's video, I am going to go a little bit more honest term once again. I know you guys like to call this series my honest term videos, which is actually kind of clever. But yes, this is another video, I guess you could say. I wouldn't put it in the category as an honest opinion, but more of a looking forward roadmap type of thing. I did make a current state of Borderlands video, which is honestly one of my top viewed honest opinion videos on the channel, and this is going to kind of be the part 2 to that. And I want to talk about mainly what is the next step for Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 has been putting out these hotfixes, putting out this content, but what's the next step that they need to do with the game? What do they need to improve upon? Do they need to add more content? Do they need to do this? Do they need to do less of that? And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, before we get into this, I do want to mention the build on screen is my Anarchy Stack Flak. This build came out a day or two ago, and probably one of my new favorite builds for Flak. If you guys want to check that out after this, it would mean a lot to me. Had a lot of fun playing with the Anarchy again, and it's honestly a very fun play style. But into today's video, what does Borderlands 3 need to do from now on? What do they need to provide content-wise for everyone that still wants to play the game? And I'm not going to try to repeat myself with subjects such as the Iridium reroll system or things like diamond loot keys, because I think I've spoken enough on those topics. But I'm just going to say it now. It's going to be one of the main talking points of today's video, and I think Borderlands needs to add more takedown style content. And what do I mean by this? I mean things like Maliwan Takedown, Takedown at the Guardian Breach, things like that. I think Borderlands could really benefit from. It gives them many different possibilities to add new weapons into a loot pool, add new legendaries to the game, and add basically new raid bosses alongside these takedowns. Because I could assure you that a lot of people do enjoy doing takedowns, but we've done the same 2 takedowns for so long now that they do eventually get stale. My proposition is maybe do a takedown for every single DLC, maybe a Handsome Jackpot DLC, where the takedown there is constructors, warloaders, loader bots, all things that are themed to that DLC. And maybe Guns, Love, and Tentacles has to do things like all the tentacle specific enemies from that DLC, something like that, something that is HP Lovecraft type of enemies, because that's basically where they got their enemies from, let's be honest here. That would honestly be really cool. It would add a little bit more uniqueness to each DLC, and you're basically giving every DLC its own raid boss, kind of like Borderlands 2 did. I think that a very underappreciated piece of content is the Slaughter Shafts, or the Circle of Slaughters as a lot of people call them. And that's basically where you have like defense wave-based modes and you go against a bunch of enemies. You guys know what Slaughter is. And I think they should add a lot more different things for that. I think in the long run, that's going to be fun content to farm. If you can make it higher chances for tubbies to spawn there, that is a very good incentive. Moxie weapons, kind of like Borderlands 2. Very easy way to add in new content. And it's one of those replayable content things that a lot of people would enjoy. And it's one of those things you could play with a friend or two, chill back and enjoy some Slaughter Shaft. And speaking of friends, this is probably going to be one of my main gripes about Borderlands. We're almost into the second full year of Borderlands 3, and we have not seen anything related to crossplay. Crossplay is such a big standard in today's day and age with gaming. And coming from a PC gamer like myself, according to the numbers, I'm just talking the statistics. I'm not lying here or trying to trigger the PC players, but statistically, console players are more prevalent on Borderlands 3. The Steam charts and the Epic charts have nothing against what Xbox and PlayStation players play, because I can imagine there's more people on console and more people enjoy it, which kind of makes sense. But crossplay enables the whole Borderlands community to basically be within unison, and allows people on PC to help people on console with save files. I would love to help my console players with save files. I would love to just pop in a save file that you guys can download and enjoy. You know what I mean? Not only from a content creator's standpoint, but from a community sharing standpoint, that is just an awesome feature. In the long term, it keeps the game alive. It keeps more players interacted. There's no longer a gap of what device you play on to play Borderlands with your friends. And honestly, it's a very good marketing tool. If I could play Borderlands 3 with my buddies, that are on Xbox, but I haven't played Borderlands 3 because my PC buddies, for example, don't want to play it, I could just go play with my Xbox buddies, you know what I mean? And that goes the same for Xbox players. If they have a buddy on PS4, they could go play with them. And in the long run, it helps out games tremendously. If you guys play Call of Duty on PC, you know that Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, those games are dead. They are completely dead because of no crossplay. But I could hop on my PC, play Modern Warfare, and I could meet a bunch of different people because it's crossplay, kind of just like Cold War, which is awesome in my opinion. And another thing I do want to add is I believe they need to finish the story, or at least give us some sort of ending to Borderlands 3 story. And here's why, before I get a bunch of hate in the comments for saying this, but the murder mysteries I think were freaking awesome. I didn't think they were going to be the highlight of the update, but they were, and they more than satisfied me. But I'm sitting here wanting more. You know what I mean? I still want more story in Borderlands, and I feel like we need to either transition into a new game or transition into a new DLC in terms of where the story's going. Because right now we're kind of stuck in limbo. We don't know if we're going to know what happens to Lilith in this game or maybe the next game. I would like to know that, are we going to be stuck on a cliffhanger this whole time, or is there going to be a new update with a new DLC that shows what actually happened with the whole story of Borderlands 3? Because I'm going to be honest, the murder mysteries were almost better than the entire story itself, but we're not going to get into that in today's video. But I do believe Borderlands has to do some things to let the lore aspect of Borderlands 3 be conclusive. Because in Borderlands 2, we got a clear ending. We got a clear ending to the point where there's more vaults, probably going to be another Borderlands game, right? But we're kind of in a spot right now where it's not confirmed if this is the last Borderlands game, but it's also not confirmed that it's not the last Borderlands game. So we don't know if there could be another Borderlands after this that they just don't want to ask about, or don't want to tell us about, rather. But maybe they're in the process of that themselves. Maybe they're thinking, where should we take this story? Should this story continue within Borderlands 3 and have this be our last big game that we provide content for 2, 3, 4 years? Or are they saying, let's just add a few things, come out with our next Borderlands 3 with a whole new story, extend the story, maybe tell us about Reese and Fiona? You know, that would be good to know. I have a video on that, by the way, if you want to check that out. From a person that loves the game, not only for its gameplay, but for its lore aspects, they could do so much freaking stuff when it comes down to the story that I'm excited for. I love the story of Borderlands, and I want to see where it goes. And I think that's another big point that Gearbox needs to make with this game. But I don't want to hold you guys for too long. This video will probably be 20 minutes if I keep talking so much. But there's just a lot of things, in my opinion, I believe Borderlands 3 should do in making the game better and growing the game as a whole. And I think there needs to be certain things, like I said in today's video. But if there's anything you guys want to tell me, make sure you tell me in the comments down below. I always read your guys' comments on these videos because I like to know what you guys think. I want to know, what do you personally think Borderlands 3 needs to do, say by the end of the year? By the end of the year, what do you want to see within Borderlands 3, or what do you want them to do with the game in order for you to keep playing it and enjoying their content? And you know what? Maybe Borderlands will come across this video and read some of your comments and be like, huh, a lot of people are asking for this. So, but anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, make sure you hit that like button down below, as it spreads my video out to more people in the Borderlands 3 community. Hit that subscribe button if you want to join the Flak Pack. And make sure you click the bell so you never miss out on another video from me. And join my Flak Pack Discord. Link is in the description below if you want to stay connected with me, all my socials, talk to me privately, all that kind of fun stuff. But you guys have a terrific day, and I'll see you guys later.